I've never met or worked with anyone that's remotely like Victoria.
I've taken a book on pregnancy and I checked the symptoms. Moody, irrational, big bosoms. I've been pregnant for 20 years, according to this.
I think she was pretty much a one-off.
Imagine having sex with Mrs. Kennedy. I bet she'd make you write it all up after and list your equipment.
That's the one thing about Victoria is her warmth and kindness and funniness.
So how do we go about it? I'm sorry, could you just move away? Your breath smells.
It's a gift. It's a gift. She was born with it, I believe.
Has he got over the divorce? I think so. His wife got custody of the stereo and they sold the children.
She was just really, really funny. Not just a funny woman, but just a funny person.
She will go on being loved, I think, for generations.
It was actually Julie Waters who introduced me to Victoria. Julie and I had just done a film together, during which I confessed my undying love for both Victoria and her sketch show as seen on TV. The moment we met, we got on instantly. She was an absolute joy to be with. Sometimes we just meet up to watch Granny tottering around St Martin in the fields. I've never encountered someone with so many talents, seemingly able to turn her hand to everything and anything. So it's an honour to be asked to present this programme, a celebration of the finest work of our friend Victoria.
Whenever we were together, we just had fun, every time. But it was the character she created that really made me smile. So, I want to take a look at Vic's take on people, because whether they were northern, southern, posh, middle class or working class, Vic had a laugh with everyone.
I was just thinking about British people the other day. I was just thinking there could never be a revolution in this country. Like if we'd had the Ceausescus, there's no way we would have taken them out and executed them. We would have written funny letters to points of view about them. It's just so odd in this country. We don't like to be comfortable. We like to be miserable, don't we, in this country? Like if you give British people a nice green flowery meadow to have a picnic in, they won't. They'll drive past it for 3 hours on the motorway trying to get to a Julie's pantry. It's like car boot sales. Give British people a nice car. They won't drive round in it. They'll stand next to it in a school playground in the rain, trying to flog an old rollerblind and a jigsaw out of the back of it. Because we don't like to be happy in this country. We don't like it, do we? Like if there's a heaven, which I doubt, because I think the people from hell have probably bought it for a timeshare. But if there's a heaven, you find people from all over the world rejoicing and singing and praising God. All the British people will be in a little huddle in a corner by the wall going, I'm sorry, it's not good enough. Where's St. Peter? It looks nothing like the brochure, does it?
She could make fun of everyone equally. And you still loved her for it. That was the thing, you never felt like, oh, she's talking about me and she's making fun of me. She was making fun of everyone. She was making fun of us. We were all sort of in it together, and it's just like she made it inclusive rather than exclusive, and it was really nice.
Hello. I'm looking for my friend. Kimberley. Have you seen her? She's got right dangly earrings with sausages on them. Only they're not in her ears. Having a great day out round town today. We've done a lot. Tried shoes on, had salad. It's our day off from the supermarket, you know, cheap save. We both work there. Kimberley chops meat. I'm on pricing. Like if Mrs. Gupta on our till, she gets, say, a red cabbage unpriced. She goes, red cabbage, how much? And I go, red cabbage, no idea. It's quite a responsibility. She's nice, Mrs. Gupta. She comes from, where is it? It's got a really funny name. It's right a long way away. Kidderminster.
It might seem really over the top, but actually, yeah, there were people like that. So, and it wouldn't be funny if there wasn't a sort of grain of truth in it. And you always think, characters, though, they're too, they're massively over the top, but actually, people are much more weird in real life.
But you can't miss Kimberley because she's really, really tall. She's usually got bits of ceiling stuck in her hair. She's got that interesting hairdo because we had it done this morning. Went to this really trendy salon. Kimberley had a spiral perm and a Mohican. And I had my berry trimmed. Then we went to this really great boutique. We tried loads of things on. But Kimberley's like really, really enormous. So she had to buy the only thing that fitted. And it's not everybody that suits a cubicle. She hasn't got it on now, though. She's left it. She's having the doors taken up.
I feel like she jots down human experience throughout her work. And she's like one of those seaside, the people who draw people down by the seaside. And the sketch artists down by the seaside take a little bit of something from someone and they're able to work out exactly what it is about you that's your defining feature.
I can remember when pants were pants. You wore them for 20 years, then you cut them down for pan scrubs. Oh, quilts. We used to make lovely quilts out of Celanese blues. Every gusset a memory. Not bras, though, they won't lie flat, you see. We didn't wear bras till after the war round here. We stayed in and polished the lino. We weren't having hysterectomies every 2 minutes either, like the girls these days. If something went wrong down below, you kept your gob shut and turned up the wireless.
She was Northern and she traded on it. Of course she did. Because she wrote what she knew. And she wrote it with an insight that very few people had.
Anyway, so I'm stretched out in my new swimming costume, right? Cut up here, cut down there, keyhole. And I'm boiling hot and the light's burning my eyes. And my mum comes up and says, Imrie, don't stop, you switch that cover up and get off that ironing board. She did. And we're having our tea, right? Pommes lyonnaise and spam nuggets. And she said, you better know I'm running away with a nuclear physicist. And if you look behind the clock, you find 15 quid in a bag of oven chips. She did. And she said, and when your dad tries to find him, tell him not to, because I'm changing my name, cutting my hair and laughing on the other side of my face. She did. And she laughed like this. I said, I hope that's not hereditary because it hurts your eyeballs. She said, well, actually, you're adopted. You were left on my doorstep wrapped in the business section of the Sunday Times. You weren't? I was, and it's right embarrassing when you're 14.
She loved watching people and listening to them, and listening to their conversations. She had a little book that she'd get out, and if she heard something that she thought was hilarious, it would go down in the book, and often be used in some form or other.
Anyway, so I says, you can walk me home, but you're not pressing me up against the doorbell. So I pushed down his banana fritter. It says, Imrie Tunstall, just because I have tattoos and a hairy navel button does not mean I do not have the instincts of an English gentleman. Please believe me when I say I will be happy to escort you to your abode of residence, asking nothing in return but the chance of seeing you again. He did? No, he didn't. He caught his bus and had to pay for me on land cheese.
She saw the best in people in her writing. And she saw the things that appealed to her. And they may have been horrible people, I don't know. But she wrote the funny things down about them.
Vic was a great observer of people, always had been, but she'd be the first to laugh at herself and her northern roots. And although her humour was warm, it often came with a few barbs.
Sickening, bloody sickening.
I beg your pardon?
Southern parasites licking the fat of the land while the north lies dying. Close the conservatory door, lad. There's bones inside.
Nice tree.
Are you from the north?
Yeah.
I can tell. There's a pain behind the eyes, a sob in the voice. I never marched from Jarrah, but those men's feet ache in my heart.
What you getting for Christmas?
What's any northerner getting? Misery, hopelessness, an empty selection box and a rotten orange.
She's having a good go at professional northerners who actually live in London, but trumpet their northernness loudly and vociferously and angrily. But and I loved it when I recognised it straight away.
Okay, I write plays. But do you know what I write them for?
The money?
The dockers, the railwaymen, the north. I love it. I love it. I feel passionately about it. They're choking it to death, and I'm saying rage! Rage against the dying of the light. Because they're killing it. They're letting it die. My north.
Whereabouts do you live?
Chiswick.
Vic was a walking thesaurus. She could pluck phrases out of the air and make them sound funny. Even a single word sounded like a well-crafted joke in Vic's hands. My favourite example of this is trolley. Such a simple word, and yet it delivered so much comedy.
Well, those figures sound very promising, Tim. How's Plymouth looking?
Plymouth? Either way, Alan, either way. It's on hold. I feel personally Plymouth could be another Exeter.
That's interesting.
We're very much keeping an ear to the ground with Plymouth.
I think what the regional boys tend to forget... Tim.
Alan.
Just coffee, thank you. Yeah, the regional boys.
Yes, just coffee for me too, please. Regional boys.
Is that we have to consider the Isle of Wight as well. 2 coffees, yes?
Coffee's what?
What?
Have you seen it?
Have
you seen it on the trolley?
Just 2 coffees, no sweet.
Just 2 coffees, no sweet.
That's it. But what was I? The Isle of Wight.
Have you seen it on the trolley?
No. Yes, thank you.
Is it a sorbet?
Just 2 coffees, thank you. Now, Plymouth.
Can you point at it?
No, we don't want anything on the trolley.
Oh, anything on the trolley?
No, just take the trolley away, dear, thank you. And we'll just have coffee, thank you.
One of the sketches I love the most is the trolley sketch. I think it's because what Vic does is highlight the clash of classes so brilliantly. You've got the 2 pompous business types who then have to deal with the lovely northern waitress who's only interested in her trolley.
I must give you the printout from Expo. It came out pretty much as you predicted.
Yes, so I believe.
The good casters, aren't they? I've been right over to cutlery.
We have a lot to discuss. We don't want any pudding.
We don't want any pudding.
Right.
But you're having a sweet.
We just want the old cafe. Coffee.
I'll handle this, Tim. Thanks very much.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Is it on the trolley?
I asked you to take the trolley away.
I did do.
Then you brought it back.
Then I brought it back.
Now, take it away.
Take it away what?
The trolley.
The trolley? Take it away the trolley.
And don't bring it back.
What? The trolley?
Well, that sorted that out anyway, Alan.
Yes, well, just don't butt in next time, OK?
She did cover the spectrum of class, and she was equal, even-handed, in terms of having a pop at everything and everybody. But generally, I think it was snobbery that she was finding, even within those different class strata, that she would find something that where the comedy would come out of just noting often the very, very minute shift in somebody feeling superior to another person.
By God. If her bum were a bungalow, she'd never get a mortgage on it.
She's let it drop.
I'll say. Never mind Nick her, she needs a safety net.
She wants to do that Jane Fonda.
That what?
That exercise thing, mnemobics.
What's that?
Our next door does it. We can hear it through grate. You have to clench those buttocks.
Do you? She'll never get hers clenched. To take two big lads and a wheelbarrow.
I mean, that is really true to life. I mean, I know it's sort of, well, it's ridiculous, isn't it, that they're sat there with the bikinis over the tops, but they do exist, those gossipy northern women. I know, because I am one.
You were separated, aren't you?
Well, he's living at Loft. He's got the Lilo and the slow cooker we don't speak.
Now that's the blue of our Margaret shower curtain there.
Where?
Them varicose veins there. Our Margaret's coming off cap. She says it's dangerous.
No, it's the pill.
Is it? Better pop her a note through.
Can you not phone?
No, doctor says I haven't to dial.
That scar on Mrs. Critchley, appendix?
No, that's where she's nodded off on her Dick Francis.
That's her front flower shop, isn't it? Her with yellow flip-flops on.
Them are her feet, you trick.
Now to my kind of people, the upper middle classes, or the middle classes pretending to be posh. Victoria took a regular swipe at us, but because it was Victoria, nobody ever minded.
How do you like it in the country?
Oh, very much.
You don't find it too quiet?
Oh, no, there's always something going on. You see those big brown things outside the window?
Trees?
That's it. Well, round about April, they all get these sort of green, sort of leafy things on. And then round about the end of October, they all drop off. It's really
Lovely view.
Yes, and a few months ago, what are they called with the legs? Cows. A cow came through a gap in the hedge there and walked along.
Really?
Must
be nice to be part of a community.
Oh, it is. Everyone's so friendly. I cut my leg last month on a man trap that someone left. It's a beautifully crafted piece of farm machinery. If you ever get the chance, pop your leg in one. And I was just staggering along the road, bleeding fairly profusely. And a tractor came by and I called out, "Is this the way to the hospital?" And he said, "No, it's in the other direction." You know.
Theatre and film.
Oh, no, look, you see, we make our own amusements. We have a big old wooden barrel in the living room, and I like to sit and look at that. I've memorised the vitamins on the cornflake packet.
Well, I'm sorry. Living in the country would drive me mad in about 5 minutes.
Yes, I said that when we first came, but I was wrong. It actually took about 4 days.
Vic was fantastic at creating authentic characters, so some of her most celebrated monologues don't feature her at all. They were written for some of her, how can I put this politely, more affluent friends.
Good evening. My name's Kitty. I could have married, I've given gallons of blood, and I can't stomach whelks, so that's me for you. I don't know why I've been asked to interrupt your televiewing like this, but I'm apparently something of a celebrity since I walked the Pennine Way in slingbacks in an attempt to publicise mental health. They've asked me to talk about aspects of life in general. Nuclear war, pegbags. I wasn't going to come today, actually. I'm not a fan of the modern railway system. Well, wouldn't you object to paying £27.50 to walk the length and breadth of a train with a sausage in a plastic box? Anyway, they offered me a chopper from Cheadle, so here I am.
The brilliance of Kitty, that character who's probably, I mean, where would you put her in the social echelon? She's upper working class, aspiring to lower middle class, the snobbery, and all of it brought together by the brilliant use of language. The right word chosen in the right way, with the right meter. That's what Vic did so brilliantly, is write so cleverly and capture an appalling character, which is what Kitty is.
My maisonette backs onto a cake factory, so I'm dusting my knickknacks all the day long. And I shall wait to see myself before I do any more. Fortunately, I've just had my TV mended. Well, I say mended, a shifty-looking youth in plimsolls came and waggled me aerial and wolfed me gypsy creams, but that's the comprehensive system for you. I was in the cafeteria here, and a woman sat down with a prune yoghurt. And her speakers are fine, so I said, "What's that terrible smell?" She said, "It's my grief." And I said, "Well, it wants washing." I'm doing the costumes for the Rummy Club's production of The Sound of Music. And Helen Murchison's second act Dirndl's a week's work in itself. She claims to be dieting, but every time we have doe, a deer, a female deer, there's a terrible whiff of hair drops.
Victoria made everybody want to do everything so well, and Patricia used to go through hell to get them right. She lost weight doing it, I can tell you that. Every time she did one, she lost a pound through sheer angst.
The producer didn't cook, thank goodness. She's a nice girl, but when someone chain smokes Capstan full strength and wears a Coleman's jerkin, you're hardly tempted to sample their dumplings. First day I met her, she said, "I'm a radical feminist lesbian." I thought, what would the Queen Mum do? So I just smiled and said, "We shall have fog by tea time." She said, "Are you intimidated by my sexual preferences?" I said, "No, and I'm not too struck with your donkey jacket either." Then it was, "What do you think of Marx?" I said, "I think their pants have dropped off."
And since we're looking at amplified suburban snobbery, let's not forget everyone's favourite continuity announcer.
Hello. Now it's time for birthday parade again. Peter and Katie Farnsworth are 3 today. Their granny says, could they please have 3 wallaby hops each from Wally Wallaby? Holly Louise Johnson is 11 on Friday. Her mummy has sent me a photograph of Holly in the garden. I think Mummy must be a little bit common, judging by the sun lounger. Can Holly Louise have 11 wallaby hops? No, she can have 3. I'm an announcer, not Fatima Whitbread.
You know that character was saying what she was really thinking, and it's what every continuity announcer would say if they could actually get away with it.
you working class people about chip pans. I'll repeat this one later in case some of you are out with your whippets. If your chip pan catches fire, it's not a good idea to whirl it round your head by the handle. Smother it in a wet tea towel, or do what I do, have coleslaw. I've never heard of coleslaw catching fire, so it's not quite so dangerous. And finally, don't sit too near the television screen, or I might poke you in the eye. Oh dear. It was our researcher's birthday, and we all had a little bit of asti spumante.
But it was Acorn Antiques which really took the mick out of Posh, with my pal Celia Imrie in the rather snobbish role of Miss Babs.
As I say, it certainly sounds like a genuine Picasso, Martin, but I would have to see it to be sure. Right?
I think she used to think it was quite funny that I was a bit, you know, posh.
I may feed your cousin, Peneth, but I don't like you. Let's cut the pleasantry, shall we? Just why do you want to buy my shares? You don't like antiques, and you never have done.
True. But I do like motorway service stations.
What do you mean?
Look out! Of the window!
There's the council workman putting a sign up. I can't quite... A new motorway to be built here starting the 25th. That's tomorrow. Why haven't I had a letter? Why are you whistling like that? I knew that tune. It's the one our postman always whistles. Oh, I see. It wasn't a postman at all. It was you.
Does she choose little things about you and put it in the sketches? I mean, like, for some reason she was fascinated by my nostrils and used to make me flare them at any given moment.
How's your new girlfriend, Derek? What was her name? Marie-Therese Francine Dubois.
Yes, miss. She's gone back to the convent, miss.
Oh, no. And after all that trouble you went to find her a pleated skirt. Did she leave a note?
She left a novel, but I don't think it's very commercial. Miss Babs! I still think of you, Miss Babs. Whenever I'm watching the show jumping or grilling a tomato.
The great thing is we had no idea what it was going to be like. But I had an awful feeling that perhaps she'd cast me as this really naff actress because that's all she'd ever seen me do. But of course it turned out to be joyous.
Just unplug the iron for me, could you?
A pleasure.
Only don't touch it with your bare hand because... because it's faulty.
Whatever was that heart-rending scream? Sounded as if somebody was being electrocuted. Oh, my God!
Is it dead?
Oh, put it this way, Miss Berta. I needn't have bothered rinsing out the extra milk.
No, Clifford will never touch your macaroons again.
What was that terrible noise? It sounded like a tray of coffee being dropped on someone who'd just been electrocuted. He's dead!
Crying won't bring him back, Miss Babs.
Yeah, that's true.
Why don't we all have a delicious mug of my homemade sherry and a couple of sausage dumplings?
Yes, Mister. Why don't we?
There you have it. That was our friend Victoria. And so to play us out, here's one of her tunes, a song about something that I can honestly say I've never dreamt of doing.
As a singer, life was hell. I never did too well. I was never asked to play the same place twice.
I was paid my final wage. Then an agent came backstage and gave to me some brilliant advice. Pretend to be northern. Just smile and act dense. Just sing something northern. It doesn't have to make sense. Make a list of northern cliches and you can't go wrong. Put in any order. You've got a northern song. You just go tripe. Clogs, going to the dogs. Wigan, a Blackpool tram. Brass band, butties in your hands. Whippets, a next door's man. Cloth cap, hanky full of snap, shawls and scabby knees. Hot pot, 7 to a cot, headscarves and mushy peas. I threw away my skin-tight suits, and I bought some heavy boots, and I wore a woolly shawl all nice and flowery. I spent neat after neat, watching Coronation Street, and studying the works of L.S. Lowry. Now I'm fully northern, and it worked a treat. Spent half the year in Preston and the other in Crete. I'm buying a bungalow in Weybridge. Before too long, once I've made enough brass from my northern song, I just go rag man, eating out the pan, tanners and threepenny bits. Pram wheels, good old Gracie Fields, braces, bugs and nits. Fish, chips, cycle clips, gaslighting games in street. Nutty slack, privy at the back, greatly I and reet. Fog, smog, sitting on the bog, cobbles in the morning mist. Park drive, dead at 45 for a backstreet bash, and it's terrible.
Thought of any jokes for this sketch yet?
Nope.